Hi everyone, I'm going to go through with you all of the things that you got in the Great Outdoors craft pack. I'm going to show you how to make all of the things that were in there. So I'm just going to move the screen down so that you can see the workspace in front of me, because you need to be able to see what I'm doing. So you've got quite a lot of stuff in this art pack, so it will take a little bit of a while to go through, but I'll run you through everything that's in it. So I think we're going to start with the suncatcher. So that looks like this, and this is a lovely piece that you can hang in your garden or just in the window, and it catches the light and shines through all of the tissue paper and all the sequins that are on your plate. So that's what we're aiming to make. So I'm going to put that to one side. So you will have had a paper plate with some tissue paper. So just take that off. Now, one of the first things that's a good idea to do with all your tissue paper is to cut it into small pieces, because you're going to use it for lots of things throughout the art project. So we might as well get that done now. So you've got a colouring sheet in your pack. So you can turn it over and use it to store all of your cut tissue paper. So using the scissors that you had in your pack, I've cut this all in one. I cut this all in one lot because it's just quicker. But you don't have to do that, and you can cut it how you like. So I'm going to cut it in half and just try and keep a hold of those as they drop. And then I'm just going to cut them all into smaller little pieces. Not in any particular way, because it doesn't matter about that. So I'm just going to cut them all up, because we're going to use lots of these little pieces in our creations today. So cut them all up, and if you want them smaller later, you can cut them up again, but I'm just cutting them now, ready. So that's that side. If you give it a fluff around, you can see that there's lots of different colours there, and then I'm going to do the next half as well. So you can do this however works for you. I'm just cutting them up into smaller random shapes, so that we can use them for our sun catcher. And we're also using these on our dragonfly that we're making as well. So it's useful to get them all cut up now. It saves us a job later. Okay, so they're all cut up. I've got lots of colours there. Good selection. So we'll just pop those to one side for a minute. Now, you've got a paper plate, and the first thing we need to do before we colour it is to cut a circle in it. Now, the easiest way to do that is to fold it in half and then just cut a circle out of it. I'm going to use a slightly bigger pair of scissors now. And I am just cutting a circle around the plates. There we go. Now you might want to get a grown-up to help you do that bit, because it can be a bit tough. So there's my shape cut out in my plates. So on the one that I made earlier, you can see that I've just coloured the paper plate in different colour stripes. You can decorate the outside of your suncatcher however you like. You can paint it. You can use all sorts of things to colour that in and make it look pretty. So sometimes people use like a washi tape thing. It's like a decorative tape. You could put some of that on if you've got things lying around at home, or you can just colour it in just to put some nice colour on it. So when I did it, I just coloured it in felt tips and just did lots of different stripes. So it colours in quite well. Colours in quite easy. Now I'm not going to do all of that because that will take ages. So that's the front of your plate. So to turn it over, and you'll find in your pack a little circle of sticky back plastic. Now, when you're trying to get the backing off this plastic, it can be a bit difficult. So I've put a little tear in mine so that the backing paper lifts off much easier, because it can be really hard to find the edge. So you're going to need to pull the backing tape off completely. Now, it's good to do this on a flat surface to make sure that it doesn't fold over on itself and get all tangled up, because sticky back plastic can do that sometimes. So move that out of the way. My fingers are stuck. And then you're going to place that over the back of the paper plate covering the hole. You just want to lay it down nice and flat. And then press it down at the edges and then turn your plate over. You'll see if you stick your fingers on there, that's really sticky. So that's what you're going to stick all your fancy bits to. So let's get some of our cut paper, tissue paper even, and I am just going to stick tissue paper of all different colours on my plate. This will take a little bit of time, so don't rush it. You can mix up the colours and make your paper plates look really lovely and colourful. So if you do that all over your plates and just keep sticking different coloured tissue paper, you will need to keep a bit of your tissue paper left for the dragonfly later, but you've got plenty of tissue paper there to use. You've also got in your pack a little bag that looks like this. It'd be really useful to empty this over a bowl because there are lots of little bits in this. So it's a good idea to tip them into something. So if you open that up and tip them into a bowl, you'll see that you've got lots of sparkly bits to use as well. So with the tissue paper, mix it up with some sequins as well. So there are lots of lovely shapes in here that you can put into the gaps as well. So your sun catcher will be a mixture of tissue paper and a mixture of sticky sequins. You can stick them all over and keep going till that whole circle's filled up, and your finished centre will look like that. And so that is lots of just tissue paper stuck all over the plate with lots of sequins and things stuck in there as well, so that when you hang it up and the light catches it, it'll catch the sequins in, it will shine through the tissue paper and look quite pretty. You'll also see that I've stuck some things around the outside of this plate. Well, you've got some sticky things in your pack as well, and you have some glue, so you can use the glue to stick whatever you like around the outside of that plate. You also have a piece of curling ribbon, and you can use this to hang your paper plate. So if you turn your paper plate over and you just pop this, let's get some sellotape, you have a roll of sellotape too, and you can stick your hanging loop onto the back of your paper plate so that you can hang it up wherever you choose to hang it. So that'll look really lovely when you're finished. So decorate the outside however you want, put your sticky back plastic over the whole, fill it in with your tissue paper and your sequins and anything else that you've got at home that you might want to chuck in there too, and then you can hang it up in your garden or your window to catch the sunlight. So that's the sun catcher. So let's put that to one side. Okay, we'll do the next activity using the tissue paper. So this little dragonfly, you've got a wooden spoon and you've got a pair of dragonfly wings. Now, let's put him to one side a sec. So the spoon is wooden, so you can colour in the spoon. It takes to felt tips quite well. So you can colour that wooden spoon whatever colour you like. You don't have to just use one colour, you can do stripes, you can do spots, you can do whatever you want to colour in that spoon. I've only coloured one side on my example, I didn't colour the back side, but that's up to you. If you want to colour both sides, you can, that's your choice. So once you've coloured that spoon, you can pop that to one side, and then you need your glue stick. So the way we decorate the wings, you put a little bit of glue starting in the corner, and you're going to get your tissue paper and you're going to stick tissue paper onto the wings of the dragonfly. And you don't have to worry too much about being neat. You can just pop the tissue paper over in whatever way you like to cover up the wings. Now, it doesn't matter, put a little bit of extra glue on as we move further down. So keep putting glue on, keep moving across the wings until you've filled them all in. So if you go over the edges of your wings, don't panic, because afterwards, so I'll just show you afterwards, you can turn your wings over and you can use your scissors to cut off any of the excess hanging over the edge of your wings. So you can see that I've just cut it off. So don't worry too much if you get little bits of tissue paper hanging over. You can just cut those little bits off like that. So if you do that all over your wings, that'll look really lovely. You can stick some sequins on if you want. You can be as creative as you want to with those wings. But I will warn you that you end up getting really sticky fingers. So you might need to wipe them from time to time because the tissue paper sticks to the glue as you press things down. So now I've got sticky fingers. So put your tissue paper across all of the wings and then to stick it on, actually let's stick it on afterwards. Let me show you the pipe cleaners first because that's probably an easier thing to do. So you've got 2 pipe cleaners. You need to cut the pipe cleaners, hold them both together and cut just a little section off from the top of your pipe cleaners and put those to one side because you're going to need those later. So let's put the feet on before we stick the body on. So the way you do this is you fold your pipe cleaner in half and you place it, the middle bit, over the spoon, like that. And then you turn it over and you're going to bend one length of it one way and back over and one length the other way and back over. And that just secures your pipe cleaners to the spoon. So do the top one and then popping some glue onto your spoon, you can pop your wings on. You might need to just hold them down for a little while to make sure they stick. And then just make sure that's pressed down. And then do exactly the same with the other pipe cleaner. So bend it in half and then you can put it onto your spoon. And then you turn it over and one of the pipe cleaners goes that way and back round. Oh, my wings are falling off. And the other one goes the other way and back round. So just stick my wings back on. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time for the glue to dry, so you might want to just give it a bit of time. So you've got both of your legs on, and then you really just need to bend them into a leg shape. So I bend them and then put little feet on. Now this takes a bit of getting used to. So the idea is you want it to stand up. And you do that with the front as well. So just put a little bend in the pipe cleaners to look like feet. My wings keep falling off, so just hold those while I'm doing that. And then he's got some feet. So what should happen is you should be able to stand him up. It might take a bit of time to get this bit right. I'm not very good at doing this bit. It takes me a bit of time to get his legs right. It's a bit fiddly. But once you've got them, he'll stand up in some kind of fashion. And then you stick some eyes on. So in your bag of sequins, there will be some different sized eyes. So I fished mine out earlier. So you can just put a bit of glue on your googly eyes and just press them down onto your I can't pick that one up. Onto your dragonfly. Now I've got sticky fingers, I keep pulling it back up. So there he is, and that's your dragonfly. So he'll have lovely coloured wings that you've coloured in with tissue paper. You colour in the spoon to give your dragonfly some colour. Pop on your pipe cleaner legs and you'll do a much better job than I've done. I bent them a bit funny, but you're standing up, so that's all that matters. You can work a bit harder on that than I did. And then pop some eyes on and he can see. So there's your dragonfly. So we'll put him to one side. So that's all your tissue paper used. So, well, it might not be, but you would have used most of your tissue paper. So the next thing you've got is your butterfly. So there's your butterfly. And again, you've got a blank butterfly that you can use to colour in and put whatever design you want to on your butterfly, make it look really pretty. I've just gone for different colours on each side, so I've done red and orange, and then stuck some sparkly bits on. So you can decorate your butterfly however you like, colour the wings in, use some of the gems in your little pack to stick on onto the wings. The way you stick the body on is really simple. So you've got a lolly stick, you put a bit of glue in the centre of your butterfly, and then you press it down like so. And again, like the dragonfly did, you have to hold that down just a little bit to make sure the glue sticks. Now, the pipe cleaners that we cut off earlier, this is where you need those. So these are for the butterflies' antennas. So if you bend that in half, like so, you're going to need a little bit of sellotape because the glue won't hold the pipe cleaners because they're a bit too heavy for this glue. So you just need to cut a little bit of tape off and stick them onto the back of the pipe cleaners, and then stick them onto, so make sure you turned the lolly stick over so you can see we've got the back, and then you just press the pipe cleaners down onto the back of the butterfly with the sellotape. And so you've got these antennae on, and then you can bend those in whatever shape you want to. So they're stuck onto the back of the lolly stick. Then you can stick your eyes on. You've got some really tiny eyes in your pack. They are really tiny, so you have to be really careful with them. So you can stick those onto your butterfly. I'm not going to stick them now, I'm just going to place them on to show you. Or if you want to, you can draw some eyes on, or put whatever eyes you want to onto that butterfly. So colour in your butterfly wings. Give them a bit of decoration with your sparkly bits. If you want to, pop your antlers on the back, your antlers, I've got the wrong word there, antennae onto the back of the lolly stick, and then pop your eyes on. And depending on what kind of lolly stick you've got, I gave mine a little smiley expression, which you can add to your butterfly as well. So there's your butterfly done. So let's pop him to one side, and then we're going to do your caterpillar. So I like this caterpillar, he looks really funky. So that's what I did mine like. So let's pop him to one side. You've got a leaf with some flower, with a flower and some paper on. So let's take it all apart. So first thing you need to do is make sure your papers are all even. And then we're going to fold them in half. And again, I'm doing all of them at the same time because it makes it quicker and easier. And then I'm just going to cut them in half, straight down the middle. Then I've got lots of little pieces of paper there. So decide what colour you want to be your caterpillar's head. And you're just going to pop a bit of glue onto one edge of your piece of paper. And then you're going to fold it round into a circle. And then just hold it a little bit to make sure the glue stays in place. And so there's my caterpillar's head. And then all you need to do is do the same in whatever colour order you want. Now you don't need to make all of the papers into loops necessarily, because if you look on my example, I've fitted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 loops on. But if you wanted to make your caterpillar go further around your leaf, you can do as many of the loops as you want. So I'm just going to do a couple just to show you. So I've done a red one, a yellow one. Let's do a blue one. So again, just pop some glue on the edge and then fold it round and hold it down. It's a bit like making paper chains, only they're super tiny. And let's do an orange one. Pop some glue on. And then do it up. And getting proper sticky hands. Okay, so Before you stick them onto your piece of paper, your leaf, it's a good idea to get the caterpillar's head sorted. So you need the other bit of pipe cleaner that you took off earlier. And then again, you bend it in half, and you're going to use sellotape again because the glue isn't strong enough to hold the pipe cleaners. And I've lost the end of my sellotape. Can I find it? There it is. Let's just cut a bit off. You're going to stick that onto the bottom of your antennae, and then you're going to stick that onto whatever colour loop you're using as caterpillar's head. So you can see that his antennae are there, and so that helps the process. So next thing to do is find out where you're going to start on your leaf and put a trail of glue to follow the shape that you want your, smooth those out of the way so you can see, that you want your caterpillar to follow. So I'm going to put them on a bit of a curve, and then I'm going to stick each of the loops down onto the leaf. Now I'm not sticking them to each other, the loops to each other, I'm just sticking them, I'll turn it around so you can see, onto the glue trail that I've created on my leaf. So I'm just following the line of glue and just sticking each loop as I go. And then just keep going as far as you want your caterpillar. You could take him round your leaf, you could take him to the end, it's up to you. So they're all stuck down. Probably need to close the gaps up a little bit so you can just shuffle them along. There we go. So they're a little bit closer to each other. So don't leave a gap in. Put them nice and close together so you can see when you look at it like that. I've stuck the loops close together. And then if you want to, you can cut some chunks into your leaf or out of your leaf to look like the caterpillar has been munching on the leaf. You don't have to do this to your leaf. You can leave it plain if you want to. So I'm just going to go all the way around my leaf, cutting out big and little triangles to make it look like the caterpillar has been a hungry caterpillar and been eating chunks of the leaf. And popping down. So the next things you can do, you've got a giant flower, so you can stick the giant flower somewhere. So I'm going to stick it just there. You can pull the leaves up a bit of your flower to make it look like it's in bloom. Gives it a bit more dimension. And then you've got lots of, in your sparkly box, you might find something that you want to stick in the middle of your flower. I've got a nice blue sequin there I'm going to stick in the centre of mine. So if you have trouble picking the sequins up, a really good tip is just to lick your finger and then press it on the sequin, and that helps you pick it up. And then once you've done, put some glue on, you can stick it into the centre, and there's your flower. You've also got in your sparkly pots some other sparkly little gems, and some of them are in the shapes of flowers, and they're sticky on the back, so you peel off the piece of paper and then you can just press them down onto your leaf. So see what other things you've got in there. Oh yeah, I've got another one there, so let's stick that one down as well. So you've got to peel the back off. I've got no nails, so I'm a bit rubbish at that. And you stick the leaf on. And then when you've done that, you've got some more eyes. So you can stick, again, these are awkward to pick up. So if you do lick your finger, they will pick up a little bit easier. And then put some glue on it. Oh, I've lost it completely now. And then stick it onto your caterpillar. Oh. So there's one eye. The second eye. Not very good at this. There we go. And his eyes are on, and then you can give him a smiley mouth if you'd like to. So just put on a red smile. And there's your caterpillar on a leaf. So that's nice and easy to do. So you take your long strips of paper, you fold them in half and cut them, and then you glue the edges of the paper and fold them round to make little loops. Make as many as you want and then glue them down to your leaf. Before you do that, make sure that you stick the antennae to the first loop, so the head of your caterpillar. That's a little bit awkward to do when you stuck them down, so try and remember to do that first. And then stick your caterpillar onto your leaf and then decorate it with flowers or whatever it is you want to decorate it with. You've got some butterflies, or you might have some butterflies in your sequin pack, so you can put whatever you want to onto your leaf. And there's your caterpillar, he's all done. Okay, so the last thing you've got is a bug. So you've got a piece of paper that looks like this, and I've already coloured mine in. So if you can do that first, colour your ladybug in, or in whatever colours you want. You can use whatever colours. You don't have to just use what you think should be the right colours. I've used some different funky colours for my bug. And then you're going to cut these out. So you might want to ask grown-up to help you with this. So I'm just going to cut them into smaller sections first to help me cut them out a little bit better. So if you're confident with cutting, give it a go. If you'd like some help, then ask a grown-up. So I'm going to cut my bug out first. So just follow the edges round and cut them out. Just follow the lines round and cut out the bug. All the way around. There we go. So there's the body. And then I'm going to cut the back of the bug, so this kind of wings shell of the bug next. So if you cut it in one shape first, and then this one you cut down the middle, below the black line. I think I forgot to show you what the bug looks like finished. So this is what we're aiming to make. Now the bug has a strap on him, so you can put your hand in to the bug and you can move him around. He's quite a funny little bug to make. So that's what we're aiming to make. So the wings, now glue might not work, but we will try glue first, just in case it does. So we want to put the wings on. So where the line separates the two colours, put some glue on there. And make sure you put enough. And the idea is that these wings get stuck down on top of that. Now it's natural for there to be a gap, so don't worry if you're thinking, oh, I shouldn't have a gap. The gap's right, because the idea is that the wings lift up, because that's how the bugs fly. So let's put that to the side to 1 minute for it to dry while we cut out the legs. And then we can always sellotape it if we need to. So these are the bug's legs. So we can cut the square out first. And so there are 6 of these, and I've coloured mine all the same colour, but you don't have to do that. You can colour them whatever colour you like. So then I'm going to cut down the lines to make 6 individual legs. All right, that's 2. There we go. So I've got 6 individual legs, and actually before I put the scissors away, let's cut the strap out. Now I haven't coloured the strap of mine, but you can colour the strap. The strap is what you hold, what goes over your hand. So if you want to colour that in as well, then make sure you do that. Okay, so let's put all that to one side. So you can see on my bug that the legs have been bent, and that just helps him to look like a bug. Move his legs around. So the way that I've done this is just to fold, put little folds into each leg. So back and forward, like a concertina. This is like a concertina fold. So you fold the leg one way and then the other. And then when you stretch it out, you've got a bent leg. And same for this one. So just fold it one way and then fold it back the other. And then again, just keep doing that all the way down the length of the leg. And that gives you that nice fold. So if you go back to your bug, and hopefully the wings have stuck quite well, you can lift those up a bit because they're meant to kind of look a bit lifted, because they're your bug's wings. So if you turn them over and stick the legs on, so you're going to put 3 legs on each side. It is best to stick these with tape because tape will hold better than the glue. So you can put one at the front. And find the end of my sellotape again. I should have put a little mark in, shouldn't I? And bent it over. There we go, I think I've got it. So I'm going to do that now and just stick it on the edge of the table so that I don't have to worry about finding it again. And so then just stick your bug's leg onto the bug, like so. And so when you turn him over, there's one leg. And we'll do the other on the other side, because then they're both done then. Don't worry about being too tidy with it. You're not going to see the underside of your bug anyway. So there's your bug. So do that with all of the legs. So 2 this side, one each this side is what I mean. 1 each there and 1 each towards the back of your bug. But before you do that, we'll do the others. Let's just stick the strap in so that we know that we've got enough space to fit that in. So pop it on the edge of one side of your bug and take it down. Then you're going to bend it over, so just loop it, and then you're going to secure it the other side as well. So it might take a fair bit of tape to do that. And then sellotape it that side as well. And then you've got your loop to put your hand in. So if you put all of your legs on each side, so 2 more legs on this side and 2 more legs on that side, and then you can use some of your sparkly bits to decorate your bug and put some extra gems and things on him. And then you can pop them on your hands and you can fly them around. So there's your bug, and that's finished. So you will have made a bug. Yes, where's the bug? I'm getting all confused. So you will have made a bug, a dragonfly, a butterfly, a caterpillar, and a suncatcher in this pack. So lots of lovely things to do with the great outdoors in your pack to make, so it should keep you busy for a long while, and then you can decide where you're going to put them. So like I said, you could hang your suncatcher in your garden or your window, and then you can put your bugs in. On a nice day you might want to display them in the garden, but then you can keep them wherever you like them around the house. So the final thing that you've got in your pack is a colouring sheet. So remember that we used it earlier to put all of the tissue paper on. So you've got a nice colouring pack that's got a bit of a Mandela sunshine and then another sunshine to colour in. So you can have a bit of colouring fun in with those and colour them in. So that's everything in your pack. We hope you enjoyed making everything in it, and we'd really like to see your finished pieces. So if you go to the Ventures Facebook page, or get a parent to, or a carer to, you can find us on Facebook, and we really love to see what you've made using your craft pack. It'd be really good to see how creative you've been. So please make sure that you send us your photos. We really enjoy seeing them and seeing what everyone's made. So please do that. And we'll see you again soon. Thank you.